The beginning of the end is here. As the COVID-19 vaccines start rolling out around the world, there are a lot of questions about how the vaccines are getting distributed and whether or not there are any major side effects. So we pulled up some of your most searched questions, and we have Dr. Robin Nandi, the Principal Advisor and Chief of Immunization at UNICEF, joining us today to answer them. Dr. Nandi, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for the opportunity. Very happy to be here.
I'm going to start with a question that's on top of everyone's mind. Who should get the COVID-19 vaccine first and why?
So the vaccine doses have to be very carefully prioritized. Right now, I say we as UNICEF, WHO, and the technical agencies are recommending prioritization of the limited quantities of vaccines to healthcare workers and to high-risk groups. They include the elderly and those with comorbidities. Why do we do this? Because our primary aim of the initial limited use of doses of vaccine is to keep the health workers functioning, the health system functioning, and to prevent severe disease and death. As more vaccine becomes available, we're going to follow a tiered system, which will then extend vaccination to other population subgroups like essential non-health workers, and gradually extend it to other members of the community as well. I think I think it's really important that those who need the vaccines most get the vaccines, and we wait our turn when it does come, and it will come.
And talking about when our turn does come, the other question that everyone's searching online is it's about the safety of the COVID-19 vaccine. Is the vaccine safe?
Well, what I want to say to all our viewers is that for vaccines, we have some of the most robust standards and criteria to determine whether a vaccine is ready for widespread use. So all sorts of safety data are considered before making a determination on whether a vaccine is safe for use. For a new vaccine, some of the protocols remain the same, and clinical trials. The aim of the clinical trials is to look at two things: the efficacy of the vaccine, i.e., whether it works, and the safety of the vaccine, so to ensure that it doesn't do any harm to the recipients. I should also say that safety monitoring does not end once a vaccine is licensed for emergency use or licensed for use more broadly. Safety surveillance of vaccines continues right through the course of vaccine implementation.
That's great. So it's constantly reviewed, and you're saying that science has not been compromised for speed, so everyone should make note of that. The next question is about the side effects of the COVID-19 vaccine. Are there any major concerns?
Yeah, a vaccine, like any other biological product, drugs, and so on, all have potential side effects. However, in the case of COVID-19 vaccines, through the course of the clinical trials, we have not seen any high frequency of any dangerous side effects that we are concerned about. Obviously, we will continue to monitor side effects. The common side effects that we are seeing are rather temporary. They include swelling at the site of the injection, a little bit of pain, things that can be controlled with paracetamol or Tylenol. And in some cases, people experience a little bit of fatigue and weakness for a couple of days.
And a question that's come from parents who are searching for answers about this around the world. Will children get the COVID-19 vaccine?
In the initial vaccine trials, very few trials included children, so we do not have efficacy and safety data on children. That's going to emerge as we roll out the vaccine among the elderly and among health workers. Vaccine trials will continue to assess the impact of the vaccine.
And the last question, Dr. Nandi, is from women who are breastfeeding or pregnant. The question is whether they can get the COVID-19 vaccine.
At this stage, we don't see any warning signs to prevent vaccine use among women who are breastfeeding, because some of the advanced vaccine candidates are not live viral vaccines. They use different platforms. They are the mRNA vaccines, so not a live substance. So we don't see too many contraindications to use in breastfeeding women. In terms of pregnancy, again, we don't expect any negative impact, but this is an area that we are still learning.
Okay, so more like a wait and watch for women who are breastfeeding or pregnant, but so far it's looking promising too.
And I think it'll also be depend on the level of risk. If they're a frontline health worker with huge exposure, then you've got to make the trade-off and the risk benefit. But if you're not at high risk of infection, it changes your decision making.
Well, that was really helpful. Thank you so much, Dr. Nandi, for taking the time to be here, for joining us today to answer the most burning questions online about the COVID-19 vaccines.
Yeah, thank you. It's good to have this opportunity. But if I can end with one comment, is that what I want all our listeners to know is that the fact that we have a vaccine cannot make us complacent. We need to continue to do everything we can to prevent COVID-19 transmission. We need to continue to use masks. We need to continue practicing physical distancing. We need to continue washing our hands. A vaccine cannot make us complacent, and vaccine goes along with all these other measures and not at the cost of any of these others.
That's a great note to end on. Don't forget, mask up and stay safe. Thanks so much again, Dr. Nandi.
Thank you.
I hope all of you watching found this information helpful. Let us know in the comment section below.